Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have something from Rhythm Doctor as requested by Joshua the Great and my executive producers. This is Wish I Could Care Less and also Puff Piece. Joshua did tell me a little bit of the background on this game since it's the first time I've covered this one, so I'm aware of the general premise of the game and these characters and why they're in the situation they're in the game, and also that they're not directly related, just have similar affects that led them to this situation. So I am very much in the know in general, and he also did tell me that the visual storytelling was important here, so I actually did go and look up the muted gameplay of this just to see how much I would need to know, and in general it largely just seems to be set pieces, and if there is lyrics like in Wish I Could Care Less, they are on screen, which again I couldn't hear what was going on, I could just read the lyrics, so I wasn't paying attention to those as much as I was the visuals, and again largely it just seems to be visual location storytelling, less something that I actually need to have in front of me. So going forward, because he said he's going to be requesting a lot of these going forward, that I will just look up those videos in my own time and watch them in between as I listen to the music. Unless the video I get specifically is gameplay only, then I'll just do that. But I'll leave that up to Joshua and get to these. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh.
File new, staring nothing for an hour or two. Dropping a beat like 100 other artists would do. Clicking some chords like 100 other artists could do. Like, probably gonna hit that.
Okay, wait a minute.
Again. Used to write a song a day.
That's a vibe.
It's just that lately my perfection's in the way of me, and I can't make no changes to save me. Wish I could write.
I like the change up there.
Wish I could write more.
I expect that in a rhythm game, but still cool.
And careless. Sometimes I'm angry, I'm not doing better than I thought I'd do at this point. I punish myself by depriving my health of the things that I like until I fix this. But it doesn't really help, I just get more depressed. I do even less, cause I can't work when I'm stressed.
Bro,
and ignoring my friends.
I relate heavily actually.
Now we know one left to make this all worth it. Oh, I've been thinking too much, and now 2 hours have passed, and I've got nothing to show. I guess tomorrow we'll give it another go.
Let's go, procrastination, the struggle, depressive procrastination, all over the place, dude. Again, rhythm game, I know it's coming, but like, it's still spicy. I absolutely love the chillax vibes of it. It fits the character that I saw on screen earlier really well. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, right? The song is about somebody who's going through the stress of constantly trying to deal with their shit. And it's like, yeah, I resonate heavily with this procrastination and the perfectionism, and I wish I could care less personally. You know, like the best way to connect with somebody is to write a song that reflects with a wide array of people. And I am very much this type of person. The only reason I haven't put out music on this channel aside from the 2 Arknights covers I've done with other people is just because I can never find myself latching on to something for long enough to be able to commit to it and not overthink it to the point of trashing the project and throwing it out. It happens all the time and it sucks, and like I resonate really fucking heavily with that because yeah, it's just a thing that happens, and the song really does nail that aesthetic of just kind of like the sloggy Saturday afternoon, the Sunday morning of just going, man, I can't do this, I'm gonna have another cup of coffee, get through my day, and then regret it by the end of the day not doing anything else. Because like I do these videos, just kind of getting personal on this here of course, but I do these videos every day. I record videos every day. Very rarely do I miss a day of recording. I don't record these in bunches. It is a daily thing for me. The whole release schedule is like that. Unless I know I'm going somewhere or doing something, then I'll record a little bit in advance. Point aside though, this is the only constant I have, and everything else feels like it's extra on top of that. I just recorded for an animation analysis today. I do those like once a month, right? And I recorded for that today. I recorded the reaction for it 2 weeks ago. It's nothing other than me just going, is the script good enough? Do I feel comfortable with this? Do I want to record this now? Because then I know I have to edit it and put all that work in. And it is a stress. And yeah, you find these things, these cruxes, these crutches to lean into and be like, man, this is the only thing that I've got that helps alleviate some of that stress. And yeah, so I fuck heavily with this. The music was great. I love the chord choices. It's super somber and relaxing. The beat was a vibe, very lo-fi adjacent, very indie. I adore that sound. Really standard, but again, that's the point. And of course, you're going to have a little bit of that rhythm change up because it's a rhythm game, right? Those are always really nice too, but pretty much a standard and a requirement in games like this. So nothing really too notable there, just a very chill vibe. And again, as far as the relation to the character, I do. So I think that this song, it hits with me more than I wish it did, which sucks a little bit, but also it's nice to have a reflection because it feels like the person who wrote this really understands that same energy. And that's always a nice thing to find, even if it's written for a game and the context of it is supposed to be for a character in that game. That means that the person who wrote the song at least has experienced this feeling once or twice, you know, enough to make a song that resonates enough with that energy. And it just, in general, really well done, very well produced. I haven't heard anything from this game, like I mentioned earlier, so this is new to me. I didn't know what to expect as far as quality goes, or even what it would sound like, if there's going to be any genre change-ups or anything, but I guess I'll find out as I listen to the next song, so let's go! Ooh, okay. That is a different vibe. Well, kind of. A little bit more poppy. Ooh. Never mind. Folky. I thought it was gonna like lift up a little bit more. Again, the little dashes of flavor. See, this one not having lyrics, the visual helped. Knowing where she is, having that context. So, I don't disagree, Josh. The visuals do kind of help. Again, with the rhythms. Woo! A completely different sound for sure. Oh, that's where it ends? Oh no, I thought it was gonna end there. I was like, that's an interesting spot to end. This is more standard though. Kind of wrapping it back around. Yep. Ending on a resolution. That's why I was confused. I thought it was going to end on that like down note. I was like, really? So again, with this one not having lyrics, it was helpful to know the setting and what was going on during that day in the cafe. But the song itself, like, I have a feeling that this might end up becoming a thing with these. Like, the fact that Joshua wants to request a lot of these, and I'm going to kind of be talking directly to you, Joshua, for this. It's like, I'm worried, as neat as these songs are, they are short, they are simple. I don't know if there's too much for me to talk about in these songs. Because, yeah, I can talk about how the vibes work with the game, but they're also just a little too short and a little too barren to add much to the analytical side of things. Like, they do give you the visual context, and you do get to put all that together. So, by the time I'm done listening to this, and I'm just like, yeah, it was well produced. It had like what I believe is a melodica in here, and the overall like melody was really calming, and it was almost serene. And it did kind of feel like something you would expect to hear in an indie game about a coffee shop, something that's in the background of that general vibe in a pocket, you know, that pocket dimension of what Starbucks adjacent vibes would be. That's what this is, you know. But there's not much more to it as a result of that. The song itself to me doesn't really reflect the character as much, because with what the context Joshua gave me says, this is about a barista that is smoking to alleviate the stress of life. And it's like, cool. But like, I don't hear how that's really reflected in the song, I suppose. The vibes here are just kind of the location, and it doesn't feel so much like the character to me. I suppose you could say, well, the vibes are chill. She's chill. That's what she's alleviating stress. But it's like, where's the tension in this song reflecting the character? And I can't do that with a song like this because there's just a lack of that direction in this song. The first one, much better on that side because it had the lyrics that were driving the story in that direction. For this one being instrumental, there's not a lot for me to tear apart here, even with the context in place and knowing what the location is. And I did watch like the whole gameplay video again on mute, where she was sitting there and the people were coming in and like she was slowly falling asleep and it was starting to affect her life. And it's like, cool, but that didn't reflect in this song at all. So I was trying to imagine at the same time the song was going, I was feeling the video that I'd seen before going, man, okay. And then the song's gonna change it, and then it's gonna, and it never did. It never moved. The song just kind of stayed in this like wood lodge sort of vibe. It's like, okay, cool. There's not much here. And while it's a really nice song, it's very chill. It is perfect music for this sort of energy in this location. I don't feel that this reflects the character nearly as much as the other song did. I could almost blame that entirely on the lack of lyrics for this because there's no narrative context to it. But at the same time, it's like, even if you were to remove lyrics, you can still make a song that reflects the happenstance of why and how it's affecting the life, where this song doesn't seem to move emotionally in any direction. It just kind of moves forward. It's the slog of the day. But anyone could be going through that, not specifically this character. So I suppose it's kind of a cautionary tale to Josh, who again, I'm sure is watching this video, he's the one that asked for these, that if you're going to be requesting more of these songs, I'm worried that they're all going to have kind of the same result as this one. The lack of direct connection to the character, assuming that this is more the standard than one that's featuring a vocalist like the last one. This is probably more the standard for the game. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to add because the song doesn't seem to do too much with it, unless this is just one song that doesn't, while the rest of them do. I won't really know that without like a larger pool of examples, so maybe do request another couple, I guess, but like, I'm just very cautious because that could easily happen. And it's not that the songs are bad. Again, they fit great, and I think that like as far as rhythm game songs go, these are very cozy, you know, even in the vibes of the first one, there's still like a warmth to them that makes me want to listen to the songs, and I can definitely see why people would play this game and enjoy the shit out of it because they're good songs. But if I'm here to analyze the music, I might have to start taking these in the other direction of getting super hyper specific on the musical approach, which is also a choice, I suppose. I was just anticipating character-based stuff since that's largely what I tend to cover here, but not exclusively. I just guess I don't really have, again, the biggest like pool of experience for this game, so I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what to expect here. But I will stop yapping about it for today. So thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you, Josh, for putting these in here. Again, we can kind of talk about whether or not this continues in the chat if you want to, or just request some more and see what happens in the future. Now that I have at least an experience of what could or couldn't be the future of this, it really could go either way. But if you, the random viewer watching this, has any requests from this game, drop them in the comments below. Maybe Joshua hasn't thought of them and wants me to get to them. Maybe he'll add those in faster. I don't know. It's kind of up to you guys. So drop them down below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if like Josh did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something. You can do that by going to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, where there's a tier that will force me to listen to whatever you want. Doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad. It could be from this game, it could be something else. It doesn't really matter. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!